Hi, my name is Robert Allen. I'm the co-author of Cracking the Millionaire Code, Your Key to Enlightened Wealth. And on this DVD, my co-author and myself, Mr. Mark Victor Hansen, want to share with you how you can achieve financial freedom in the fastest way possible. We're going to talk to you about Cracking the Millionaire Code. And as you watch this next program, you're going to learn how Mark and I teach our proteges. It's in a program we call the Enlightened Wealth Retreat. And as you listen to us talk, you'll learn about what we call enlightened wealth, a new way of achieving financial freedom. Now, at the end of this program, watch very carefully because I want you to have a free copy of this book, a $23 hardcover for your own library for just paying shipping and handling. And there are 2 teleconferences that we want to invite you to be part of. So watch very carefully at the very end of the program and we'll tell you how to achieve that. We want to teach you as much as possible about how you can live this dream called the dream of wealth. And it's possible for you. You can do it. Mark and I have taught thousands of people, and now it's your turn. Good luck. This is your mentor and friend, Mr. Robert Allen, wanting to teach you how to achieve financial freedom now.
Hi, I'm Mark Victor Hansen, and I'm just titillated at the fiber of my being to talk to you. You know me as the Chicken Soup Guy, the co-creator of a book series called Chicken Soup for the Soul, which is now blown past over 100 million sales, and a 1-minute millionaire, the enlightened way to wealth. Well, right now, what I want to do is invite you into a cellular experience, meaning that you've had mental experiences and you've had physical experiences, but what if there was an organization, because there finally is one, that hit you at a cellular level? Well, at EMI, Enlightened Millionaire Institute, what we've done is we've created that. Myself and my partners, Bob Allen and Tom Painter, have said, look, let's put together an organization that makes education effortless ease. Makes it so enchanting that you can hardly wait to get there because you're titillated at the fiber of your being, and you know that not only are you going to make a whole lot of money, but you're going to make a difference that makes a difference with people that make a difference. I know this isn't for everybody, but you'll know, your inner knower will say, yes, this is for me. I've heard about transformational learning. I've heard about what Mark's talking about, is you can go from a caterpillar into the right cocoon, get this blitz learning, and go out and become a high-flying butterfly, and you get to participate with other people that want to be enlightened. Now, but we got the company that's doing the DNA spiraling up, that is enlightened, that are doing great, grand, and terrific things. Yeah, they're making a lot of money. We have students right now that lost their job because they're 60 now. There's ageism going on, and they got fired, and they didn't save any money, and they read our book, and they went, a husband and wife team went from 0 to $1 million in 4 months and 9 years.
You know what you want. You want a better life. You want something dramatic to happen, to make your life fantastic, and it takes money to do that. Yes, it does. To transform your life, you want to have a lot of money, and you want to have people coach and train you to get to where you want to go. Don't you? That's what I wanted. I wanted to be a millionaire, and I had a mentor to coach me. I would never have made it without that mentorship. Now, we have organized and created a powerful system for mentoring you to where you want to go. And you and I, and a powerful team with a powerful system, are going to be working together. Let's get started right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mark Victor Hansen and Robert G. Allen.
Hello, everybody!
Hello,
Woo! Good. Hello, everybody! We want to talk about creating enlightened wealth. And we're not trying to brag that Mark and I are what you would call the poster boys of enlightened wealth. We're not. We're growing just like you are. But we want to give our way to wealth. How many of you want to give your way to wealth? Just think about how one idea has literally transformed lots of people's lives. One idea happened to Mark about 10 years ago, 12 years ago. He and his partner got together, Jack Canfield. They got together with a crazy idea called Chicken Soup for the Soul. Nobody liked that idea. Thought it was the most crazy idea they'd ever heard. Publisher after publisher after publisher says, it's just a collection of short stories. Big deal. But it was an idea that was higher power inspired. It was an idea that they knew was going to be huge. One day, they knew that that book, and those series of books, would be the largest selling series of books in the history of the world. Now, a lot of people, give them a hand. In the history of the world. Why am I talking like this? Forgive me if I get just a little serious. Mark is always having so much fun. You know, a car accident 2 years ago just about killed me. And when you hit a tree at 65 miles an hour in the middle of a rainstorm on a California freeway, and you wake up in the hospital not knowing how you got there, your life changes. Just like that. And everything you used to think was so important becomes almost instantly worthless. And everything that is truly important becomes immediately evident to you. What we want to try to teach you as we start our session together is that we are living what we call the king's new clothes, or the emperor's new clothes, in reverse. We want to play it just backwards from everybody else. And we want to start as enlightened entrepreneurs to take a message out to the world that we are going to give our way to wealth. So everybody take out a dollar bill, would you please? You've got a dollar bill in your wallet or purse? All right, so let's hear them. Let's hear them. Let's see if we can hear those dollar bills. All right, you got it. Let's look at it. This is a money seed. You plant this in the ground, it grows. Look on the back side where it's just above where it says 1. It's right there on our money, isn't it? It's amazing how we're supposed to have a separation of church and state. Didn't separate it here, did they? No. Now we're going to take this dollar bill and we have to make it grow. Now, if you've heard in the 1 Minute Millionaire and Multiple Streams of Income, we talk about how this dollar bill grows. If you put $1 a day the day you were born, your parents did, well, how much money would there be in your mattress by the time you reached retirement age, 66 years later? How much money would there be underneath your mattress at 0% interest? It'd be about 25,000 of these underneath your mattress. It'd be a pretty lumpy mattress, right? Now, if we put that and made it grow a little bit, if we fertilized it by putting it in some bank account where it could grow, this single dollar bill would grow into about $75,000 at 3%. If I could get a place where I could get 3%.
Yeah, there are 3 functions of money. You've got the amount of money. Everyone say amount.
Amount.
You got the rate of interest, which is what Bob's talking about.
The
say
rate.
And then you've got time. Everyone? Time. There's no other functions. Everything fits those 3 functions. You've got to memorize those 3 functions, just like you got to memorize the law of 72, which we'll do in just a minute.
Now, there's a lot of debate lately about, Bush is trying to change the Social Security system. You know, the Social Security system could be fixed in 66 years from today if every single parent with every child that was born put $1 a day away for them and then figured out a way for that money to grow. Let me show you what happens with it. At 3% interest, you could buy a government bond for that. It'd be $75,000 at age 65. If I could get it 5% interest, still at a government bond, at 5% interest would make that $1 bill per day grow into about $200,000.
And that's a double tax-free.
Yeah,
that means no tax.
That's down the road, obviously, and that money may not be worth $200,000 at that time. If I could get that money to grow at 10%, now you're going to be seen in the next 4 days, you're going to be shown way after way after way after way where you can take that money and grow at least 10%. You're going to be shown ways you can make your money grow at 100% or 200% or 500%, let alone just 10. But if I could get it to grow at 10, the single dollar a day would grow into $2.75 million.
Everyone go.
On $1 a day.
That's 2,750,000. Everybody in America can be rich. Bob and I no longer say, do you want to be a millionaire? You need to be. Everyone touch yourself, say, I need to be.
I need to be a millionaire.
Give your neighbor a knuckle jive, say, you need to be a millionaire.
You may not need to be a millionaire if you live in Kansas, but if you live in California, you need to be a millionaire. The word million is not enough. You need 5 or 10, yes or yes? If you could take this money, the same dollar bill, and have it grow at 15%, which is a little stretch, you've got to get it to really make it work, that same dollar a day grows into $50 million by the time that little baby is ready for retirement. If I can get this dollar a day to grow at 20%, this same dollar that tiny little baby started with would grow into $1 billion.
Everyone say $1 billion.
$1 billion. There's some people in this room right now who don't know where the next mortgage payment is going to come from. We know because we have been there. We know what it's like to go to a mailbox full of bills that you cannot pay. I know personally what it's like to have the IRS steal a car right out of my driveway. I know what it's like to be so horrifically embarrassed to even show my face at church because I thought they would know how stupid I was. And frankly, I had been stupid. And finally, when I just really admitted and said, wait a second, I am not going to play the emperor's old clothes game anymore. I am going to change my life. I'm going to start and I'm going to build my life in a totally different way. And the first thing I did, from the absolute bottom of my hole, when there was nothing left, where there was so much debt in my life I didn't think I would ever get out, the first decision I made is that whenever I get $1, I don't care where it comes from, God, I will give you the first 10% of it for the rest of my life. If I never make another dime, and I didn't think I ever would. I frankly never thought I would ever be on a stage like this with a man as great as Mark Victor Hansen. I never thought I would. But I said, as every dollar I get, no matter where it comes from, you get the first 10% of it. Just tell me where you want me to give it. I don't care. And then let me spend the other 90% on something else. I'll spend it on me. But you get the first 10%. How many of you have started to become, or I've been tithing more regularly? How many of you do that now? Let me see you raise your hands on that.
Thank you.
Do you think that it is an accident that we have been attracted to each other? Do you think it was an accident that you saw on television commercial, you got a direct mail piece or something, or maybe you picked up a copy of The 1 Minute Millionaire, or you somehow or other, how many of you felt that you were kind of attracted to the way we do what we do as a result of it kind of was almost magical how you kind of stumbled onto us? Let me see, raise your hands on that, like, oh my goodness, how did this happen? Do you think it's an accident? And Mark and I don't believe it's an accident, but we're not going to be here to try to tell you the lie about who we are. We'll tell you what our problems are, what our foibles have been. You know, we both had bankruptcies in our career. We know how bad it is. It's terrible. But it happens to 1.4 million people in America have that happen this year. This year, 1,400,000 Americans will have declared bankruptcy. And they just changed the new laws on it. What we're trying to tell you is that if you can go from where we've been, where we've come from, anyone in this room, as much as you may not think you can. Well, maybe you can't by yourself. As a matter of fact, you can't by yourself. But if you start to build your foundation on principles that are correct, the money will start to flow to you. If you can prove that you will give it away, higher power will give you more. If you prove you give more of it away, more of it will start to flow to you until higher power says, now there's a person I can trust with the money. Up to this point, you just get it in every way you can. Most of the time, the money does get to your head. The money does kind of rust in your soul sometimes. But when you have made the decision that you don't own it, that it isn't yours, that you're going to steward it, that you're going to let it flow through you, that you're going to find groups of people who can be blessed with the money that flows through you. And yes, you will enjoy, and you will live in a nice house, you'll drive a nice car, you'll travel, you'll enjoy all of that stuff. In addition, the first of the money flows through your life. Higher power says, there's a person that I can trust with the money. The money didn't get to them. And therefore, as bad as it may seem financially for some of you, start there. And start watching miracles slowly. Don't expect too much. Slowly start happening.
So the question is, what was our vision? But more importantly, touch yourself, say, what's my vision?
What's my vision?
Because without vision, we perish. With vision, touch yourself, say, I flourish. Everyone?
Your vision has got to be so big, you're too afraid to, you know you can't do it by yourself. You know you can't. If you're setting a goal like I want to become a millionaire, big deal. Just, it's not enough. You have to set it big enough that you have to have other team members to help you, and you have to bring higher power in part of the game. Our goal was we wanted to create a network of enlightened millionaires dedicated to doing good in the world. That's 1 million people. We've attracted people to our Millionaire Hall of Fame, and they're starting to conglomerate a little bit at first, and now it's starting to really go like crazy.
And some of you are going to fill that in before you leave here. And some of you, the other part that Bob and I we just talked about at my office this afternoon, we want you to pledge to yourself right now. Write down how much you're going to really give. If you're going to give $1 million, write it down, because then you're going to be up $10 million, and we think that is a minimum. Everyone say minimum.
Minimum.
We want you to be making, first of all, learn how this year to make $1 million a year. Then we want you, because if you make $1 million, you went through 50,000, 100,000, $250,000, $500,000, $750,000. But then we want you to get to $10 million a year, where you live on 3 and give away 7. Everyone go, wow.
Wow.
We're changing the paradigm, because remember, it's state of mind. God is infinite, and if God is infinite, then God in you is infinite, and if God in you is infinite, then infinite is allowing you to have everything. But, oh, not me, man. I just want to work for a minimum wage. I want to retire and go to Hawaii when I can't enjoy it. Why? I want you to go to Hawaii like our friend Art Linkletter I'm writing a book with, who still surfs at 95, still skis 6 weeks of winter at 95, still has 20,000 employees, has got a brand new Duke solar power. It's as little as your thumbnail that's going to solar electrify the whole planet this year, owns the world's biggest ranch with 1 million acres in Australia, the biggest sheep ranch, and enjoys himself to the hilt at 95. Because age, unfortunately, the government has sold you, rip us off at 65 and get Social Security. Well, the president is telling you, if you aren't listening, there's no money in the till. It was a Ponzi scheme. We never expected to pay you. We don't expect to pay you. We're bankrupt now. We're going to be more bankrupt later, so take care of yourself. That's what he's saying. If you cut the bull, that's half a word. The real truth is, who's got to take care of you? Everyone say, I'm taking care of me.
I'll take care of me.
Was that too rough?
No, that's the truth. We want you to obviously create a way so that you're connected with higher power, so you can discover what your $1 million idea is, the one that was destined for you. Higher power knows how to get you there in the fastest possible way. We've decided we wanted to set some goals that were big, obviously, to have $1 billion worth of wealth that we've created through our students.
This year. Everyone say this year.
This year.
Everyone say, part of that is mine. Part of that is mine. Shake your neighbor's hand right and left and enthusiastically look him in the right eye. That gets him in the left brain. Say, part of that is yours.
Part of that is yours.
Now, it could be a little part if that's all you'll give yourself, or it can be a big part. Everyone take your hand and say a big part. We want you to catch on to a big part, because it's not that somebody else will have less, because when you have more, everybody has more.
We have helped some people. Obviously, here $572 million has been generated so far in what we call the Millionaire Hall of Fame. How many of you have logged on and put your name into the Millionaire Hall of Fame? May I see you raise hands on that?
Now, Bob and I are not allowed to put our names in because we'd skew it a little bit, so that's not...
Yeah. None of the giving, the charitable giving that is listed up here is our giving. We can't put ourselves up there. So this is all you. This $11 million that was given since we put this up about 18 months ago was given by you. You guys did this.
There's over 10 million. And by the way, most of you are going into equity products, which means you're going to be giving on the way out when you're taking money in. But even I believe that when you refinance, and the first time my wife and I refinanced a property, we pulled out $60,000. We immediately wrote a check for $6,000 because you're supposed to tithe immediately. And I went to put it in a post box, and I went, man, I could buy a lot more property with this, God. I don't really think I should do this. I put it in. Within minutes, the bank, Huntington Savings and Loan, called back. They gave us off 2 points. Now, a point is 1,000 per 100,000. We got back 2,000 a year times 30-year loan. We got back 60,000 on 6,000. Totally impossible. I did not coerce the bank. I didn't call the bank and say, I just tithed. Hey, look, you ought to go multiply this. You ought to tenfold this. Big G and I have been talking, and this is the way it is. It works. Because it's a bigger system than you're dealing with. But most of you are stuck in a sidereal system, and you're stuck in a physical. And Bob and I are saying, look, get to the mental, the metaphysical, but then let's go all the way up to the spiritual, and let's go to the highest heights. Let's go to that exalted, ecstatic state of being where there's no lack. Everyone say no lack. And there's fundamental plenty. Everyone say fundamental plenty.